This is a presentation about Terence Jamar Graham by Robin Wheeling. Terence was born on July 6, 1987, to his mother, Mary Graham, and his father, Harry Jones. Though Mary and Harry never married, they also had an older son named Tarvis, and later Mary had two more sons with a different man after Harry left when Terence was only 6 years old. Crack cocaine, marijuana, and alcohol were constants in Terence's life since he was born. His mother and father both used illegal substances and offered their home to others in exchange for crack cocaine. Terence and his brothers were also no stranger to physical abuse by their mother and sometimes Harry. Mary worked sporadically when Terence was young. However, the family was not unknown to the Florida Department of Child and Families. Terence's school life was just as traumatic as his home, in a sense. Terence began using alcohol around the age of 9 when he was in the 4th grade. This led to more frequent daily alcohol use and marijuana use by the time he was 13 years old. Terence's family moved a lot when he was younger, which also caused him to have to switch schools many times. 9 times in 9 years, to be exact. Terence was classified as a slow learner and was placed in special education classes in elementary school. He was also diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder when he was in the 2nd grade. By the time Terence reached 16 years old, he had run away from home and was living wherever he could find a place to lay his head. This put him in the direct path that would later lead him to his future co-defendants. Terence and 2 friends were involved in an attempted armed burglary of a barbecue restaurant in July of 2003 when he was 16 years old. Terence and a friend entered the restaurant through an unlocked door wearing masks. The one friend that accompanied Terence into the restaurant was carrying a metal pipe, which the other friend waited in the car outside the restaurant. When the owner surprised the 2 youths, Terence's friends struck the owner in the back of the head with the bar, and they both fled the scene. The owner received stitches from the blows, and neither Terence nor his friend took any money. Terence was arrested and charged with armed burglary with assault and battery and attempted armed burglary. So to look at the factors to consider with Terence and this crime, he had recently ran away from home. He was living on the streets. He was not attending any sort of school, didn't have anywhere else to go other than friends' homes, and he had no support system as far as his parents, again, school, any kind of adult that could be somewhat of a good influence to Terence. The next question we need to look at is, could this have been prevented? I do not believe that the situation Terence was in at the time, I don't think there was any way to prevent this crime from happening. Again, to reiterate, he had no support system. He was living on his own at 16 years old. You have to look at his past living conditions and history with his mother and father, the presence of alcohol abuse, physical abuse, also the presence of drug abuse that he was surrounded by when he was younger, and also the drug abuse that he was now involved in. At 16 years old, again, he was living from couch to couch of friends and had no support system or an adult he could turn to. Also, peer pressure from the friends that he was with at that time, those were the only people that he had that would take him in. So at this point in time, I believe in order for him to feel like he could survive in the position that he was in, he had to do something. Unfortunately, that something ended up landing him with 2 felony charges against him, along with the other 2 boys that were with him, his co-defendants.